Hello, everyone. Today I have with me.
ChubbierSnail. Ooh.
That was incredible. But thank you,
Thanks.
ChubbierSnail, for being here. It's really an honor to have you here.
Thank you for having me. I'm very excited. The room looks wonderful.
Thank
We
you.
were talking about it before the interview started, but this is pretty sweet. He made this all in, I guess, like 20 minutes. So even has like a little Chubsy here, some nachos, good theme. Nacho VR, do you get it? Didn't. Sorry.
No, it's okay. It's fine. It's fine. I just didn't know what to say. We're going to start off with shooting some quick, normal, unimportant questions at him. And after that, we'll get into the more in-depth conversation about more serious stuff. All right, here we go. Are you ready?
I hope so.
All right. Favorite color?
Blue.
Favorite food?
Pizza.
Worst pizza topping?
Olives.
If you were stuck on an island, what 3 rec tubers would you choose to come with you, and why?
Oh God, island. That's not a quick question at all. This requires a lot of thought. I don't know. Skip. I can't
Okay.
do that one fast.
Among Us or Fall Guys?
Like in the history, like what's the better game of all time, or what do I like better right now?
Right now.
Right now, probably Fall Guys. But Among Us is a better game all time.
What's your Taco Bell order?
2 beefy 5-layer burritos and then a nacho supreme. Yes, there it is.
What's your favorite soda?
I don't drink a lot of soda, but if I had to pick, probably Mountain Dew.
Good choice. Favorite RRO?
Soccer. Yeah.
Yeah. Favorite community game?
Right now, probably drill simulator.
Favorite rec tuber besides yourself?
I can't answer. I'm friends with everyone. Can't ask me to pick a favorite friend.
Okay, yeah. You're right.
I pass.
Favorite non-rec tuber? Like, that's a YouTuber.
I can't do that either. I don't know. Sorry. I don't want to pick favorites.
That's okay. That's okay. What's your favorite genre of music?
EDM music.
Ooh. Favorite artist?
Good question. It changes all the time. Right now I'm listening to a lot of Porter Robinson.
All right. And that was the last speed round question. I would have had more, but I kind of like forgot. Not forgot. I postponed myself from doing anything till about an hour ago. So yeah.
Hey. It's an impressive amount of work for 1 hour. Good job. Set up a whole room, came up with some questions.
All right, now we'll get into the more in-depth discussion. Why did you switch to Rec Room content?
Well, I don't know if I'd say I switched to Rec Room content. I think what happened is I had a YouTube channel a long time ago, like 10 years ago. I did Halo stuff. I then quit for like 10 years. And then when I came back to YouTube, I just like kind of landed on Rec Room stuff. And it was an accident. What happened was that Christmas, my dad bought me an Oculus Quest 2 because he saw it at Costco and he was like, oh, this looks like a big deal. And I've never been into VR. I've never asked for a VR headset. I've never expressed any interest. But he got me this device and he said it was really expensive and I felt really guilty, honestly, because like, why'd you do that? So I put it on and I looked at the top free games and I saw Rec Room. And I was like, okay, like this has paintball in it. I loved Halo, as I just talked about. I love first-person shooters, and the paintball seemed sick. So I started playing it, made some friends. I noticed that it was pretty popular on YouTube, and so that's when I decided, okay, this is how I'm going to return to the internet, playing this game.
You know, my story was somewhat like that. I liked VR itself, but the only experience I had with it was playing my friend's PlayStation VR. And I decided to look for one, and I bought an Oculus Go for $100 on this off-brand website. Don't do that. Worst decision of my life. It was a scam. But then in October, like late October 2020, I was just looking around for headsets. I saw Oculus Quest 2, $200 some. I was like, that's a solid choice. So I bought it, and I didn't even realize it was new at the time. Like, I had no clue. Like I said, I didn't know very much about VR. And whenever I got it, first thing I did was look on free games, and I got Rec Room. That was the first game I got.
Sweet! Sorry about the scam. Hate to see it.
It sucked. Okay, why the name ChubbierSnail?
It was my Xbox name from 10 years ago. But then you might have the follow-up question, like, okay, like, why'd you name yourself it on Xbox? Still the same question. I don't know. I was in high school, and I thought it was the funniest combination of words I can come up with. And so when it was time to do a YouTube channel, I thought, hey, this is kind of funny, kind of sticks out. I think it's easy to remember. It's like you don't have to write it down. You hear it once, and you're like, oh, that's bizarre. But it's kind of burned into your head. So that was my goal, at least.
Yeah. For me, I was just thinking of foods. You got
Oh, really?
you got Oreo VR. Like half the RecTubers are food names. Well, I wouldn't say half. There's a solid amount though.
Wait, who besides Oreo? I'm trying to think now.
Wait.
What about Soul Fox? It could be a food, I guess, if you're ambitious.
Well, okay, maybe a little bit. I was thinking of foods. I actually came up with Mango VR, that's not that good. I'll be honest. I don't even like mangoes. I don't even know why I put that on there. But then I had nachos for lunch one day, and that evening I was like, you know what? Nacho VR sounds pretty cool.
It does. And fun fact for the camera, a story for you. First time we ever met, we were in a rec center, and Nacho was like, hey, remember me. And it was very easy for me to remember him because his name is an excellent one. And it's like, oh, Nacho VR. Rolls right off the tongue, burned into my brain. So, good choice.
Yeah,
I probably would have forgotten Mango VR.
If I still have that footage, I'll put it right now. But that was back when I was on Quest, like standalone Quest 2. What is your current YouTube motivation?
I want to make it my job one day, completely. Because right now, I'm boring. I'm an adult. I have like my normal 9-to-5 job where I go in an office and put on a suit and pretend to be smart. But it's fine. Like it pays bills. I have basically everything I want in my life in terms of like stuff, because I'm not too fancy. But I'm not like passionate about it. YouTube, I do it for fun. I absolutely love it. If I can make money off of it one day and do it full time, that would be a dream. So that is my motivation.
I'll have to agree with you there. That most people on YouTube, that's like their hope.
100%.
Do you have any tips for small RecTubers?
Depends. What kind of tips? I have a lot of them, but I want to be specific.
Just for growing their channel in general.
Sure. 2 main tips. Number 1 is to ask yourself why you're doing YouTube. And there's no wrong answer as long as you're honest with yourself. Some people do it because it's like, oh, like I love editing. Some people love it. I hate editing personally. It's kind of like a lot of work, but some people love editing. Some people like making videos. Some people want to do it just for money, and that's totally fine too. I'm not saying like, oh, you're doing YouTube for money, cringe. No, well that's just called a job. Everyone has a job. I have a day job that I hate, so like it doesn't always have to be passion driven. Some people just do it for fun. I would say figure out whatever that why is for you, and let that be your motivation. And that way, if you're ever having days where you're like, oh man, I kind of don't want to do this work right now, you're able to think back and be like, oh, you know what? I need to do the work right now. It's not fun in this moment, but I have this very deep why that I want to pursue. Whether it's like your passion, whether it's, making it a job, whatever. Figure out your why. That's like the fluffy part 1. Part 2 for advice, though, and this is really easy, and each and every one of you watching it can do this right now, would be to pick out a schedule for yourself. I recommend at least once a week. It doesn't have to be more than that, but it could be. And stick to it. Upload 1 video a week and make every video slightly better than the last one. And as time goes on, your content's going to get so much better, so much faster. I think it's very easy to fall into a trap where you think, like, oh yeah, my next video is going to get like 1 million views, and you keep like waiting for that lottery ticket. I don't think that usually happens for most people. A very small percentage of people will blow up because of that, like, one random video. I think the overwhelming majority of YouTubers, it's going to take time, and that's okay, but, as time goes on, just make sure you're improving with that time, and that's going to be your best friend. So,
yeah,
those are my 2 pieces.
I know Mr. Beast said something like that in like an interview he did, where if your next video is not your favorite, then it's not worth uploading. Well, kind of.
I like that.
Yeah.
I like that slightly. I would listen to Mr. Beast more than me, so like that's good advice. I disagree a little bit, but not a ton. I think the spirit of what he's saying is like, keep pushing boundaries and improving, which I agree with.
Says the man who stole views from Mr. Beast.
Yeah, Mr. Beast, take that, buddy. He doesn't have enough, so.
How long do you expect to do Rec Room content?
That is a very difficult question to answer. My end goal, my ultimate dream, would be to do all sorts of different types of videos. Ideally, people would watch me for me, and then whatever I'm doing is like just, not as important to them. But that's way in the future.
Yeah.
So in the meantime, my goal is to stick with Rec Room, keep growing until I'm like a little larger. I want to like kind of be at like the top tier. And then I want to expand out slightly to some other games and kind of mix them all in. Those are my next 2 steps. I don't know how long it'll be. Certainly, I'd say at least for like the next year. Probably much longer than that. I mean, it might be another 3 years, 5 years. We'll see how long the game lasts. But I think the game's going to be around for a very long time.
Yeah.
And if it is, I'll be making videos probably.
A lot of people
What about
have...
you?
Oh, well, I haven't got that far. I've been doing it... Well, let's see. I've been making them for technically over a year, but on this channel, less than a year. I don't know how long. I haven't checked. On my last channel,
that's very impressive.
my last Nacho VR channel, I don't know if you knew this, but it got terminated. Not something bad. It was, I had a account using the same email that my friend used to clean out like songs. And that had 3 copy strikes, and we haven't been looking at that channel for like over like 3 months at that time, so we had no clue. And yeah, I had about like 216 subs, I think, or something around there.
What do you got now? Like 800? Is that right?
Nah, bro, I have 91.
Oh, never mind.
Yeah.
You seem like you should have 800.
Thank you. Yeah,
Very confident behind the camera. It's a very good skill.
Yep. I've before I had that Nacho VR channel, I had another channel. I'll say the name because you can't find it because it also got terminated with it. It was called Krusty Mob Gaming. Terrible name, first off. It was.
I like Nacho VR a little bit better.
Yeah, it was just like any game really, and my editing on there was terrible. My schedule was terrible. Well, I still have a terrible schedule, but my schedule was really terrible back then. And it was just not great.
I see. Oh, look at you. Gifts.
J-Dub, thank you. I'm sure you'll be watching this. Woo! Well, I think that means that we should go into the next question. Is there anything you regret about your RecTuber career so far?
Anything I regret? Yeah, I think there is. It's not like a big regret. I'm not beating myself up too much over it. But, so I uploaded a video that was doing really, it was like a Mr. Beast one you were talking about. It got like more views than anything I've ever gotten before on a video. It got like 750,000, which was crazy for me. I was averaging maybe like a few hundred just a few months ago on my videos, and 750,000, crazy. And so it was awesome because I would look at the analytics every day and it kept going up. Like it was getting like 5,000, 10,000. There was one day where it got over 50,000 views, and I was like, wow, this is gonna last forever. My sub count was catapulting to the moon. I think in that 1 month alone, I got 4,000, which to date is still by far my record. Nothing's even slightly close to that. And when that was all happening, I was busy in real life too. It's not like I had like a ton of free time. It was like Thanksgiving. I had like Christmas coming up. I had like busy stuff with work, but I just didn't upload really at all. Like I saw the success and I was like, okay, cool. I'll sit back and do nothing. And I think I ended up uploading like one video in the 3 months after that super video, and my channel completely died. It went from like the hottest it's ever been to absolute cold. And when I finally did return, like my channel was insanely dead. I couldn't even get like 1,000 views on a video anymore for a few months. And so since that point, it's been an entire year since like the Mr. Beast video basically. My channel today is finally kind of like where it used to be before I like took that huge break. So it took me a whole year to recover. And I think I regret that. It feels like a little bit of wasted time. But at the same time, out of my control. I can't change the past. All I can do is try to be more consistent moving forward.
Yeah, I always feel bad for the like YouTubers that have like one really successful video and the rest of them are just like not successful. Like I call those like YouTube one-hit wonders. Like,
That was me. I'm a bit of a two-hit wonder. Because
yeah.
10 years ago, I uploaded a Minecraft video that also did really well. But no, no one wants to be that, and I felt like that for a long time. But now I feel good again. My videos, I think like my last 5, probably my last 10, all have over like 10,000, which to me is a lot. I know some people it's nothing, but that feels like a impossible number. If you asked me 2 years ago how many views per video I think I'd be getting, I would like probably be like, oh, I hope like 500, you know? So
Yeah.
I'm feeling pretty good right now.
All right, we're gonna switch some things up. What is your weirdest fan experience?
That's tough.
I know there's a lot because you know
There's a
Rec Room
lot
in
of
general is just weird.
I want to like start off by saying that most of my interactions with people are overwhelmingly positive. So like, I'd say like 99.9% of the people I talk to, it's great. And there are some weird ones. I don't know. Like, I'm not trying to like avoid the question, but I don't know. Some things are just like really weird, so I don't want to talk about them.
That's okay.
I'll talk. I think like the easiest one for you to talk about is there's this dude named Tom the Bomb. I'm calling you out by name because you're in every live stream I do, and you comment on every video I have, and you make TikToks on this. His running joke is that I'm his father, which I'm not.
I did see that in the stream.
I
I
don't have any
did
kids.
see that in the stream the other day.
That's just like his whole personality these past few months is, you know, trying to be adopted by me. So I'll put that, you know, more on the weirder side. Weirder things have happened. I just don't want to talk about anything beyond that.
I understand that. Who is one of your friends that was originally a fan? Like one of the friends you play with, like whenever you're not like recording or streaming.
That's tough to say because I don't like using the word fan. I don't like calling people a fan of me because I feel like it's like almost rude. Like, oh yeah, like I'm like the big deal and you're just a fan. Like, woo. So you know, if people say they are a fan of me, that's a huge compliment. But I would never like give someone that title. So with that in mind, I don't know. My friends, I just consider friends. I don't see any difference of like, oh yeah, you're just a lowly person. So sorry if that didn't answer it, but that's the
okay.
truth.
That's okay. We're getting to more serious again. Did you ever think about quitting
Nice.
YouTube?
So I talked about 10 years ago how I had a channel. I actually uploaded for like 2 years, like a while, and then I stopped. And the reason I stopped back then was because I was going to college and I wanted to focus on my grades and I wanted to get like a nice job afterwards. You know, I also wanted to like meet people and all of that. But even when I quit back then, I always knew I'd come back. It was never like, oh, I'm quitting because I'm bored or I hate it. It was just like, you know, let's do some things in life first, and then when I have time and money, I can come back to this. Which is where I am now. So I've come back to the hobby, which, you know, I want to make it my job. I have no intent of quitting at all at any point in the future. I want to make this work, and I'm going to do everything I can to make it work. And there's no reason for me to quit. Nothing is telling me to do that right now. So unless I like die, like I'll probably keep going for a long time.
Yeah. Do you know the RecTuber? I'm trying to find her name. Ziv?
Yeah.
Yeah. So she hasn't uploaded for 8 months, and I'm pretty sure that's because of school.
I think. So I never got to know her super well, just because like, you know, when she was popular, I was still kind of smaller. I never got to like meet. But I'm friends with a lot of her good friends, and they've all said that she's moved on from Rec Room. School is a big factor, but I think she just like wants to try other games out. So
Yeah.
I think it's another piece.
Well, you know.
Is
that's
this part of
always-
your question, or I feel like you're like, hey, here's a
no.
deep question. By the way, do you know who Ziff is?
No. Well, yeah, it was part of my question. I was gonna say something like, you know, I hope she comes back, but that doesn't look too promising. But you know, that's
I do
alright.
too. Very funny videos. Her videos were actually some of my favorite out of anyone on YouTube. I think just like the style of humor kind of resonates more with me. But
Well,
fingers
Ziv,
crossed.
I hope you have a wonderful. I hope whatever you choose to do goes well. All right. How much time a week do you spend working on your channel?
Oh, that's a great question. So I've had a lot of really weird weeks lately. You might recall I did like a stream week thing where I was live streaming for 50 hours. And even that week, I would say 50 hours streaming, probably another 10 hours of work behind the scenes too. So that was like a 60-hour week. Most weeks aren't that crazy. I would wager probably 20 to 30 hours in a usual week. Sometimes more. I think is fair. And
While
that's like on
working.
top of my day job, which
Yeah.
takes so much time. Yeah.
Yeah, I think a lot of the smaller rec tubers, when they're trying to grow, they think, you know, they think they don't need that much time. I know I didn't really think about putting all that much time in my videos. You know, you wouldn't really plan anything. You come up with an idea, you'd hop in, you'd edit for like less than an hour, make a crappy thumbnail, upload it with a crappy title. But really, that's it. One of the biggest things is planning, which I struggle with.
Hey, it's, you know, we're all learning, and I still suck at planning, so I have a lot of room for improvement. But that's one of the great things of YouTube. You just keep on, you make your process, and then you try and sharpen it every week, and try to get a little better. Maybe one week you're getting better at thumbnails, one week you're trying out a few new editing tricks. But you know, as time goes on, I'm sure you're going to be excellent. You already are very great. Your most recent video that I saw was fantastic, so I'm very hopeful for you.
Thank you. Yeah, I just got Premiere Pro, which I think is a big step. Because I've been,
That was
before
huge.
that, I was editing on my phone on an app that Video Leap. It's honestly pretty good for a phone editing app. But I thought I probably just needed to take a step further.
I think you made a great upgrade. Video, I mean, not to say that you can't succeed with Video Leap, you know?
Yeah.
Anyone out there, you could do wonderful things with any software you use. So whatever you have, give it a shot. Don't let the software be an excuse. And don't think that the software is going to suddenly make you good. But I do think Premiere Pro has a lot of cool little trinkets and fun things to play with in it. So I'm excited for you.
Thank you. All right, well, that was all the questions. Do you have anything you'd like to ask me or tell them?
Sure. Why'd you interview me?
Well, so I don't know how long it's been, but you've been my favorite rec tuber for quite some time now, and I'll actually go in depth on how this happened. So it's quite an interesting story, actually. So we're gonna start all the way back when I met someone I know you know, Lava VR.
Indeed.
He hasn't been on in a while, but I was very good friends with him. He was in some videos on my old channel. I've been in some of his videos, actually, his earlier videos. And because of him, I met Turbo. And Turbo helped me win, Turbo helped you see my basketball challenge thing. I think that didn't he message you about that or something?
Someone did. I mean, I don't know how I found it, but
Okay.
yeah, I know Turbo. He'll take credit for a lot of things.
And
He's a good friend.
That's how I became friends with Turbo, through Lava. And I recorded the ChubbierSnail video, the challenge, in hopes of you seeing it. That was actually my original, the reason I uploaded it. And I think it was a stream. It might have been before your week. And I tried to say something in the comments, like while you were on YouTube, if you wanted to watch it. I don't think you saw it, or if you did, you just didn't want to do it right then, which is okay. And I was like, you know what? I'll try again some other day. And so on day 2, I think it was, of your week, I actually streamed myself, and Turbo joined. And after the stream, I got off. I messaged him on Discord. I was like, hey, if ChubbierSnail gets back on like YouTube, could you do me a favor and say something about me in that video? And he's like, yeah, sure, I got you. And then so he asked that. You watched it, had a great reaction. It was amazing. Greatest experience of a ChubbierSnail live stream ever. And then I asked you in the comments if I could interview you, and you said yeah. So here we are.
Nice. Good
Yeah.
story. It was a great video. If you haven't seen it, check it out. I like it. Highly recommend. Trivia about me. So, Maybe I'm biased, but I liked it.
All right, well, ChubbierSnail, thank you for being on the channel. It was an honor interviewing you.
Yeah, thank you for having me. I appreciate it. This was nice. Great questions, great room. Handshake.
Yeah.
Stole my chair! What are you doing?
Did we joined parties as we shook hands?
I don't think we did the French.
Okay. Well, oh my goodness. Okay. Now I'm wrapped around in my real.
This is great. What is
Okay,
it
here,
going
here.
on?
Right here.
There we go. There you can be like that. Oh, there it is.
Yeah.
Hey, friendship. Woo! Cool.
All right, guys. Thank you for watching, and obviously I already said this like 15 times. Thank you, ChubbierSnail, for being here.
Ooh, thank you for having me.
Thank you, Turbo,
Yeah,
for
thanks, yeah.
this opportunity.
Ooh, what? Oh.
And
Cool.
I'll see you in the next one. Peace.
Stay chubby.